What's up guys, today we're going to be going over the DPS of the Legend of Acrius, which has been in the game forever, but recently just got a huge buff to its catalyst, which now gives it Trench Barrel, which is one of the best DPS perks for shotguns by greatly increasing their damage output. So in this video we're going to be looking at how this affects this weapon, seeing how good it is, comparing it to a few things, and overall just trying to see if it is the new DPS king in Destiny 2 right now and how good it is. So let's go ahead and begin with the testing. So going straight into Carl, looking at damage of this weapon, first without Trench Barrel. First thing to note is with shotguns I usually go for a headshot, that way it combines all the pellets into one. But the spread of Acrius is so large that if you actually aim for the head, most of the time you're going to miss multiple pellets and it's going to actually decrease your damage output, unless you have something like Div where it'll be easy to hit all crits. But the crit damage multiplier of this weapon is roughly 10.8%. So the pellets that do hit the head will do a little bit more damage, but not that big a deal. And on Carl, I shot multiple times and every single time it hits for 12 pellets of this 5,000 number. And one thing to note about Acrius is it's always been like this. At the bottom there is always like a delayed explosion that hits for this number right here. No matter if you crit or not, it's always the 16,000 number. I also shot the weapon out of the wall to count how many pellets there were, and on the wall it shows 15, but I shot multiple times at Carl and it was 12 plus the bottom explosion. So that is what I'm going to be going with to calculate the full damage output. So the base damage is 76,000 for a body shot. Then if you manage to hit all headshots by using something like Div, it'll go up to 82.8 thousand. So those numbers right out of the gate are pretty high. Now we add in Trench Barrel by mailing to proc the Trench Barrel times 3. As you see, the numbers will go up by quite a lot, and it's going to be exactly a 50% increase to the damage of the weapon, which takes the body shot number to 106,000 and the headshot to 116,000. So now we're in pretty high damage output territory for just a single shot of a weapon. And the way Trench Barrel works right now is you can have it for your first 3 shots or for 5 seconds, whichever comes first. So if we look at the DPS of this weapon, first thing to note is the rate of fire of this weapon is almost tied to like the handling, and the handling is super slow. So putting on something like a shotgun dexterity will help you out a little bit to increase the damage output of this weapon, because it'll have less downtime between the melee and your first shot. So one full combo would be simply just melee, then 3 shots, which takes 3.688 seconds, which means the DPS for body shots would be almost 89,000, then for headshots almost 97,000, which is very high, already right up there with some of the best things in the game from what I remember. And if you're gonna go further than just the first 3 shots, you would just simply melee again and do 3 more shots, and that really wouldn't change the DPS at all because it's gonna be the exact same combo just again. But if you need to do more than 6 shots, which honestly 6 shots is gonna kill a lot of things in the game, but let's say you do need more, you would then reload either 3 shots, then melee and shoot those 3 shots, or reload all 6 and do the full combo again. But from my experience in most things in the game, the first 6 shots will be more than enough. This weapon also holds 12 base reserves, then with double reserve perks it'll go up to 15, so 3 more, which means total damage output of 1.4 million to almost 1.8, which once again is extremely high, up there with some of the best things in the game. So I don't want to make this like a huge DPS breakdown video. I've broken down a lot of weapons in the past and nothing has really changed since then. So just comparing it to one linear, which have been among the best DPS weapons in the game, this one is a new one with Frenzy and Clown, and Frenzy is one of the best damage perks for a linear. And looking at damage on Carl with Frenzy proc, it's going to hit for just over 70.8 thousand. And look at rate of fire of just 1 mag, so 5 shots. Look at that, it's going to take roughly 4.5 seconds, which means the DPS of 1 mag will be 78,000. So comparing that to the Acrius is 23.5% higher with Trench Barrel. So linears are among the best in the game and Acrius is just better. Now looking at total damage output also, the linear holds 20, then with double reserves it goes up to 23, which means 1.4 to 1.6, which is going to be pretty similar to the Acrius, but with double reserve perks, Acrius is still almost 10% better. So just looking at the numbers alone, Acrius is definitely the real deal. It has some of the best numbers in the entire game right now. The only thing about it is it's going to be very similar to the way kind of Deathbringer always was, where it does have the best numbers in the game, But how many different situations can you actually achieve those numbers? The reason you couldn't really achieve those numbers with the Deathbringer was because it was very inconsistent. But with the Acrius, it's gonna be the fact that it is a shotgun and you have to be very, very close. Now with things like well in the game, as long as you can get close to the boss and drop the well, you'll be able to survive, you know, the boss stomps and things like that and be able to use it. But there's gonna be a lot of bosses in the game that you just simply can't use this on. But the ones that you can, it is gonna be one of the best DPS weapons along with one of the best total damage output weapons. So overall, the Acrius is definitely the real deal and arguably the king of DPS right now, as long as you can actually use it on your target. Also, Acrius works really well right now with Arc 3.0 because of the fact that we have amplified and the speed boost pretty much at all times, which means you can close the gap to your target very quickly and, you know, use a shotgun, kind of get in and get out very fast. Also, because the Acrius is obviously an arc weapon, it works with all of the arc elemental will mods while using Arc 3.0, for example, Phantom Might, to get that damage increase. So Acrius is definitely a really good thing to run with Arc 3.0 just in general in the game. So overall, Acrius is obviously extremely strong. It is definitely one of the highest burst damage weapons in the game. It's going to chunk down everything that you shoot at. So for example, like a mini boss, you're going to be going in like 1, maybe 2 shots. Then a strike boss on a map version with no heavyweight, as you'll see later in this gameplay, it took me, I believe, 6 shots to kill it, which is crazy that I can solo a strike boss in 6 shots of a single weapon. Yeah, that is pretty high damage output. And as the numbers showed, it's not only a burst weapon, it also has one of the highest numbers for sustained damage output, which is pretty crazy. It kind of does a little bit of everything except for not have range. And because of that fact, Acrius won't be like the only one go-to option for damage output. Obviously, you're still going to be using linears, sleeper, whatever it is for those range encounters. But any situation that you can use a shotgun, this is definitely going to be one of the best picks. Yeah, I think that's going to be it for the commentary. Just a little bit of strike gameplay left. Like usual, thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.
Round 1. Kill them dead. They are dead. You face final round. A mighty cabal. An old is here. Touch me at strategy.
What's your scam here, Drifter? You always have one.